Buddhism. Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, established the religion of Buddhism more than 2,500 years ago in India. Scholars believe Buddhism to be one of the major world religions, with over 470 million adherents. Although historically most common in East and Southeast Asia, this practice is now becoming more common in the West. Many of the concepts and philosophies of Buddhism are shared by other religions. Buddhism's tenets. Buddhism's core tenets include: Buddhists reject the existence of a supreme deity or God. Instead, they concentrate on obtaining enlightenment, a condition of inner tranquility and knowledge. It is stated that followers have attained nirvana when they achieve this spiritual level. Though not a deity, the founder of the faith, Buddha, is regarded as an amazing being. Buddha means enlightened in Sanskrit. Morality, meditation, and wisdom are used to achieve enlightenment. Buddhists frequently meditate because they think it promotes the awakening of truth. Buddhism is a tolerant and dynamic religion with a wide range of ideologies and interpretations. Some academics disagree with the notion that Buddhism is an official religion and instead refer to it as a way of life or spiritual tradition. Buddhists are urged to avoid both self-indulgence and self-denial. The Four Noble Truths, considered to be the most significant of Buddha's teachings, are crucial to comprehending Buddhism. Buddhism accepts the ideas of reincarnation and karma, the law of cause and consequence, the continuous cycle of rebirth. Buddhist monks, or bhikkhus, adhere to a strict code of behavior that includes celibacy. Buddhist adherents have the option of worshipping in temples or their own houses. There isn't one image that represents Buddhism, but several have developed over time, including the lotus flower, the eight-spoked Dharma wheel, the Bodhi tree, and the swastika, an ancient symbol whose name means well-being or good fortune in Sanskrit. The father of Buddhism. The founder of Buddhism, Siddhartha Gautama, also referred to as the Buddha, lived in the 5th century BC. As a prince, Gautama was born into a prosperous family in modern-day Nepal. Despite leading a comfortable life, Gautama was struck by human misery. He made the decision to forego his luxurious way of life and live in squalor. He promoted the concept of the middle way, which refers to residing halfway between two extremes, after this failed to satisfy him. He so desired a life that was both free of social excesses and unrestricted. Buddhists believe that Gautama Buddha attained enlightenment while meditating beneath a Bodhi tree after 6 years of seeking. The rest of his life was devoted to sharing with others how to reach this spiritual state. Buddhism background. Around 483 BC, after Gautama's death, his devotees started to form a religious movement. The Buddha's teachings served as the model for what would later become Buddhism. The Mauryan Indian ruler Ashoka the Great established Buddhism as India's official religion in the 3rd century BC. Missionary work was authorized, and Buddhist monasteries were constructed. In the following several centuries, Buddhism started to spread outside of India. Buddhism's ideas and philosophies become diversified as its adherents began to interpret them in various ways. The Huns invaded India in the 6th century and destroyed hundreds of Buddhist monasteries, but they were eventually driven out of the nation. During the Middle Ages, Islam soon started to spread over the area, pushing Buddhism to the side. Buddhism subtypes. There are numerous variations of Buddhism practiced today. The following 3 main kinds represent various geographic regions. Theravada Buddhism is widespread in Burma, Cambodia, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, and Sri Lanka. In China, Japan, Taiwan, Korea, Singapore, and Vietnam, Mahayana Buddhism is widespread. Tibetan Buddhism is widely practiced in Tibet, Nepal, Mongolia, Bhutan, and portions of northern India and Russia. Each of these groups honors particular texts and gives the Buddha's teachings a somewhat different interpretation. Buddhism also has a number of subgroups, such as Zen Buddhism and Nirvana Buddhism. Buddhism in some of its forms borrows concepts from other worldviews, including Taoism and Bon. Dharma. The word dharma refers to the Buddha's teachings. He advocated the importance of wisdom, kindness, patience, generosity, and compassion as virtues. In particular, all Buddhists adhere to 5 moral commandments that forbid taking things that are not offered, killing living creatures, sexual misbehavior, lying, using drugs or alcohol. 4 underlying truths. The Buddha's teachings on the 4 noble truths are: the truth about suffering, dukkha; the truth about the reasons why we suffer, samudaya; the truth about how to stop suffering, nirodha; and the truth about the way to stop suffering, magga. These ideas explain the causes of human pain and offer solutions for overcoming it. The Eightfold Way. The Buddha advised his disciples to follow the Eightfold Path in order to put an end to suffering, as stated in the 4th Noble Truth. The Buddhist Eightfold Path espouses the following principles for moral behavior, mental discipline, and acquiring insight, in no particular order. Right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right living, right endeavor, and samma kamanta are all components of samma, samma vayama. Appropriate mindfulness, samma sati. Appropriate focus, samma samadhi. Buddhist Bible. Buddhists honor numerous holy books and scriptures. Among the most significant are Tipitaka. These writings, also referred to as the 3 baskets, are considered to constitute the earliest body of Buddhist literature. More than 2,000 sutras exist. Mahayana Buddhists primarily follow these sacred teachings. The stages of death are thoroughly described in the Book of the Dead, a Tibetan book. Dalai Lama. The most revered monk in Tibetan Buddhism is the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama is thought to be the reincarnation of a previous Lama who consented to be born again in order to aid humanity, according to adherents of the religion. Through history, there have been 14 Dalai Lamas. Tibet was likewise ruled by the Dalai Lama until 1959, when the Chinese took power. Lamo Thundip, the reigning Dalai Lama, was born in 1935. Holidays in Buddhism. Buddhists remember the birth, enlightenment, and demise of Buddha each year with the festival of Vesak. Buddhists take part in a rite known as Uposatha during each lunar quarter. Buddhists are able to reaffirm their dedication to their beliefs during this celebration. They also take part in a number of other annual celebrations and the Buddhist New Year. Viewers, your comments are very important to us. How did you like the video? Please let us know your opinion, and if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can be aware of our upcoming videos.